Hi guys, welcome back to the Heal Project. We are back with our weekly podcast, and we've been talking about things.
We have.
We have to talk about things that are fine to talk about for once. But first of all, how are we?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
You sure?
Yes.
You just sounded not bad. Not
Not
bad.
bad.
at all.
Not bad at all.
What about you,
He's
Luke?
unemployed.
He's unemployed.
I am for 2 days.
Ooh. Can't be out of a job. But hey ho, we know where you're going to be. You're going to be posting. We know about this. We spoke about this last week.
That's all been done.
Something's happened. Something's happened today in the last hour. Mike Tyson, Logan Paul. No, that'd be weird. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fights off.
It's been postponed.
Are we surprised? It's the 57-year-old man's not able to fulfill a fixture.
I'm surprised it's because of an ulcer and it's just been moved to a later date. But
in all fairness, where is said ulcer?
I don't know.
Because it could be an ulcer in the stomach. It could be you can get ulcers on your legs and all sorts, can't you?
Yeah. Well, he's been told to rest up for a few weeks. I can imagine it's somewhere like maybe your stomach because he's been told just to really do light training for a few weeks and then get back into it. So.
He's been told to act like a 57-year-old man.
Yeah. But then he can train fully again without a problem.
It's weird because you said it and I was actually a bit annoyed. Because it's like
we've wanted to see this one thing.
This is the one time I've wanted to see a Jake Paul bloody fight just to see how it works on Netflix.
That was the reason I wanted to see it.
I want to see it work on Netflix.
Exactly, that's it. So that's you've got to see it. You've got to see it. So that obviously that means we could have watched the other matches on the card. I feel bad for the other guys on the card because they're not. I'm assuming the whole event's going to be off. They're not going to find a replacement for a main event.
They haven't said they've cancelled the event.
No, it's been postponed. Well, they've said that was the headline. They're postponing the whole thing. So
I thought it was a dual headline.
I don't think it was ever a dual headline. I think they had like world title, like a world title of some class below it. But
this will be the seller. This will be like the big selling point of the event.
The only person I've heard say it was a dual event, dual headline was Duffy, and
I personally think they'll move the whole event, including the other fights. They'll delay it 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
They'll delay it a month, I reckon.
Fair dues.
I'm going to be honest, I wish it happened a month ago because I'm sick of listening to and hearing about it already.
That's the selling point of the whole thing. They're not gonna cancel the rest.
It's the thing I dislike about boxing and MMA the most is that we get 6 months of build.
Well, that's already started with Tyson Fury fight because that's not happening until Christmas.
I don't care. like I'll watch it on the day, but I don't want to hear about it for 6 months before it. I just don't.
Ling wants to watch tag team boxing again. He was good with tag team boxing. It was brilliant.
It's just hilarious. It's stupid. It was just so ridiculous.
It's Ling's favourite thing to come away from YouTube boxing is tag team boxing because why not?
and B Dave. He really liked B Dave.
B Dave,
just sheer stupidity.
Yeah.
B Dave was in the tag team boxing match, weren't they?
Yeah, but the only reason I liked him was because he had no skill whatsoever.
And
he kind of threw himself at him.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, so obviously we're gonna clickbait the title, but not clickbait because we've talked about it now, right? So now we'll move on. So we'll carry on with our regular weekly stuff. Draft scores for our weekly. I can't remember what we're calling it. Weekly draft stuff, things that we've been going. We are currently, I want to say 8 weeks in.
We're already Mania to Mania. It's not
Mania.
Mania anymore, and Mania isn't here yet, so we're somewhere in between.
We have just finished week 8, so we're doing quite well. We're getting through quite nicely. And last week's scores were 62 points to me, 57 to Pete, 90 to Link, which gave Link a tidy little lead. This week,
I'm not too far behind Dan.
Was very tight this week, boys. I scored 15. Link scored 17 and Pete scored 18. So Link pulled away from me, but Pete gave one back.
Do you know what? I'm genuinely surprised that 18's the high score this week. I was expecting it to be 20s easily, with there being 3 different pay-per-views.
It balanced out nicely. 3 different pay-per-views this week? Double or nothing. Wait. WWE this week? King of the it was King of the Ring.
Saudi.
Was only 2.
I think I thought it was SmackDown was pay-per-view. It's not.
It was 2. 2 this week. That's fine.
On at a weird time.
That's fine. And so Will Ospreay was the big scorer this week, scoring 8 points total. 8 points. That's a good old week. Which leaves the scores with Pete still behind, just on 75, me on 77, and Link on 107. Link looks confused, but no one else can see it at the minute, which is quite funny. There he is, looking confused.
How?
Because he scored 3 points to get a title for being in in one of the tag teams. 3.
He won a tag team title, has he?
No, he won a title, but remember, it's Will Ospreay and then it's Will Ospreay and Powerhouse Hobbs is the 2 I think you've got. So I think Pete's got Will Ospreay. You've got Will Ospreay and Powerhouse Hobbs, and he won a title at Double or Nothing, so that gave him 6 points there. 3 and 3.
Right. Okay. So it's combined mine and Pete's points.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so he hasn't scored that many points.
Oh no, not individually for each of us.
No, he literally has scored 8 points this week. What are you on about?
Yeah,
right, he's scored 4 points this week.
Yeah. He thought you meant he's got individually 8 points.
8 points.
Yeah.
It's just that we both.
I know what you meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
He scored 8 points this week then, surely, no?
Yeah. 8 points have been gained because of Will Ospreay.
He picked up 8 points this week based on the way that you guys do it.
Yeah.
In the same way that you would have picked up 8 points if one of you had Will Ospreay and Will Ospreay and Powerhouse Hobbs, for example. That was pretty good. Pete, you've been talking some nutty numbers to me. He also had a match midweek as well before you asked Link.
But did he win?
He won.
Did he win the title on the pay-per-view, or was he already the champion going in?
No, he won it on the pay-per-view.
Why did I think he was already the champion?
Do you know why? Because it was a 6-hour pay-per-view, mate.
That's probably right.
And I even forgot that he'd won it until I looked and I checked it, and I was like, oh no, Titch was right.
Yeah, no, he won it there.
Don't doubt the girl.
That was his first title.
You were talking to me about numbers earlier on.
Yeah, I don't even think Link heard these. He might have.
He can't count.
He can't count.
How's he going to do it?
We read them. He read them out. But for me, this is it's not shocking in terms of like, oh my God, brand new information. It's disgusting.
It's crazy.
So, Pete, have you got the numbers there still?
I haven't, but I should be able to find them.
I can read them out. It's not a
problem.
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah. I haven't got them now.
So Pete was telling me about all the revenue for bloody Mania this year, the Mania weekend.
It's been released.
So SmackDown managed to get a revenue at $2,022,405.
And these are just ticket sales.
And we based off their attendance, based off of NXT Stand and Deliver, what there was, which was 16,545. That means that SmackDown, on average, cost $122 per ticket.
I mean, that's not that bad.
No, on average.
On average, though.
That's not that bad. Yeah, but when you consider that's including front row, which is probably like $3,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only like...
That's not that bad, because it averaged out around the arena.
But numbers of those is not that many. In all fairness, when NXT Stand and Deliver, they only got, what's the numbers that? $1,109,245. That was averaged out at $67. That wasn't bad.
Again, still, that's pretty great. Like,
yeah.
Yeah and no, because it's still NXT. 67 is a bit like...
NXT was the best show. Better show.
And it had the best match of the entire weekend.
But my issue is with WWE stuff, wrestling stuff. I'll say WWE, but wrestling as well. It's just so overpriced compared to any other event. It's mental.
But you'd say in here the average price for a ticket for that event was £50. $63.
Yeah. I think it was more shocking.
£50.
That's still overpriced.
Yeah, I think it was
in comparison to any other sport.
Yeah. But that's a reasonable price for a cheap seat.
But I think what he's trying to get is that just ticket sales made over $1 million for that show.
It's reasonable relative in terms of wrestling. Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah. But it's mental pricing still. But then we go into night one. Night one, based on its attendance of 72,543, they got 17,656,965, which averages out at $243.40. Average.
That's a bit more expensive, but it is a Mania.
It's only right. But if you put it relative, it's only an extra hour than what NXT Stand and Deliver is.
Yeah, but it's a Mania.
Yeah,
but it's mental pricing for considering that's average ticket price.
Yeah,
which is about mid-row basically. So you're talking middle of the stadium for £260. I'd be happy with that.
But I think some of these ships were going very, very cheap as well because they didn't.
Well, night two, like we know that they threw out like a couple this because they had a couple of hundred more, but we knew that they probably didn't even sell those tickets. They probably just gave them out. That equated to 18,433,325, which is a whole $10 more on average. $253. That's it.
But again, $250 for a mid-range, like middle of the road seats is what that is essentially, isn't it? We paid $400 for All In last year in Wembley.
4 of us. I paid $100. We paid $100. We didn't pay each, mate.
No, that was Clash.
And Clash was ridiculous. We shouldn't have done that. Was stupid. We'll never pay those prices again for UK.
To be fair, we did think Clash was going to be a one-off.
Yeah, and then to be fair, we thought it was AEW. That's why we paid 115 or whatever we paid. I think it was 115, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Raw then they managed to get $2,243,015, which equated to, based on the same NXT Stand and Deliver figures, we think it was the same place if I remember rightly. That equated to $135.57.
The thing was
Raw after Mania.
Still a lot, isn't it?
You've still got that buzz. It is a lot,
but it equated
it's more
to about $900 on average for a ticket price to do the lot.
The only reason we spoke about this is because just before it got announced, it's been announced, it's come out today, that any wrestler signed to the main roster contract, the minimum pay a year, $350,000.
It's way more than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, Dan was like, "That's a lot more." And then I see the figures for Mania weekend.
It's nice for the It's nice for the catering guys that sit there and
just hang fire on that. Hang fire on that.
No.
Bear in mind they pay for all their own travel, all their own hotels, everything else.
Yeah, but that's if they are doing it. They're the ones that aren't doing it.
These are the people that signed anyone to the main roster.
Yeah, it's the baseline contract, but it's still they still have to travel.
Yeah, but the ones that still
the ones that do. That's my point.
They're going to be so lucky. No wonder they're getting rid of people.
There's still a lot that sort of sit around and don't do that much travelling.
I used to think it was very hard to get rid of people yearly, but knowing that's the minimum for someone in the main roster, I'm like, do you know what? I'd be getting rid of people if we can't use them at that kind of money. That's the minimum contracts as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of those figures make a lot of sense. Like it's. I tell you the ones that I want to see are. Do you know when they recently did France? Didn't they?
France.
That was the highest gate of all time.
With the smaller venues,
I want to see the average ticket price for that.
Yeah, they're the ones.
And then obviously after Clash happens, or even Clash from last time here, I want to see the average prices for those.
Germany and things like that,
and compare those with what they're doing over in the States, because they're probably double, if not treble. Like it's ridiculous.
That's the thing. I always thought, because it's a rare thing to have a European pay-per-view, but now they're becoming a lot more common.
So our mates at Cultaholic, I've actually run an article on this at the start of the month. I saw it on the little feed. Where is it? They've quoted Dev now.
Okay. We're going to end up quoting Meltzer ourselves at some point, mate. He does know his stuff, whether we like him or not.
Well, no. I just don't know whether I want to believe it as much now. No, the gate record was set as ticket prices were the highest for any arena show in WWE history, with the average ticket price sitting around $300.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You can't justify it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You just can.
But that's the thing. Until
more than a Mania.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. France, you could look at and go, as a French fan, you could go, yeah, they'll never come back here again. And to be honest, I'd go, yeah, fair enough. They probably wouldn't. But then you put on such a good performance that maybe they would. But at the time, 100%, I'm totally with them that they wouldn't.
That was a one-off. Yeah,
that's what I would have said. Yeah,
a one-off. Yeah.
But that's why they're going to do this. They'll go off to countries and do one-offs because when they come over here, they've already seen this year they've started to struggle a little bit with the sales.
Well, they starve the market because then the prices go up.
Exactly.
It's a smart business move. At the end of the day, it's just not
go
cool
somewhere different. People will pay it.
Yeah.
Go to places like Spain, Portugal. You're going to get fans. People will travel over.
Let's see how many tickets available still. Clash at the Castle, Scotland, June the 15th.
Apparently, some tickets
can't fucking justify that.
And apparently, some tickets got slashed in press today.
Did they? Because in what universe, mate? Based on this is if I'm looking for it with 2 tickets, so that's usually the way it works. Each ticket is £300. Yeah,
that's the minimum.
Lowest. That is even when I look. Even when I look with one, even just where there's one ticket. £300 for one.
I think some went down to about 180 earlier. Someone was sat there.
If they did, they've all gone.
They've all gone. Yeah, someone put a screenshot saying it looks like the ticket's getting slashed. I think it's in for about 180, but I don't know how many there was.
They've obviously snapped them up, or someone's photoshopped it, which is more likely the case.
In one of because there's only one section right at the back that's still available, and the tickets there are £333 still.
There's
literally I've got ones available there still.
I've got ones that are £303 still.
Well, that's not right at the back. That might be over this way, maybe.
Section 222, so to the east. So literally opposite the actual ramp as they come out. Actually, that's probably not a bad seat, to be honest.
Yeah, 222. I was looking at 225, which is further back and outlook. If you look above it, if you're looking at the map.
225 shown as
sorry, 325.
Oh, I see. Yeah, 325
on the third tier, so it's actually more expensive. Madness.
Jesus.
Well, from what our mate in Scotland says, it's because every seat is a cracking seat. To be fair, based on the way it's set up.
Yeah,
but
apparently
you can't justify £300 for one night. And realistically,
that 303 £303 ticket.
Yeah.
Is only if you buy both together.
Is it? So you'd still have to buy the other one as well?
Yeah.
So you're able to get them separately. But
so they're 354 unless you buy 2 together, in which case they're 303.50.
So they're £600 still.
Yeah.
That's just, mate.
And that's still. The only defense I've got for that is still for this show and the pay-per-view, like for SmackDown and the pay-per-view. That's the only defense I can give it, and that's still not good enough.
Is that definitely a combo ticket? Someone said that it looks like they took combo tickets off.
No, that's not a combo ticket. That's ridiculous. It does say combo ticket at the top.
So they have put some on.
They're all combo tickets, mate.
I just cannot see how they're ever going to sell that out. And to be honest, the greed of it probably might even kill WWE coming to the UK again, to be honest, if I'm honest.
Is there many left then?
Mate, tons. Absolutely tons.
This is what people are saying.
Well,
because
tons of sections. Let me have a look. Let me have a look.
No, when you click on them, there's not that many in the actual sections.
There's still
where
6
we've had
in
a
there.
clash, people are starting to go, do you know what? I can't pay that much. So hopefully that's going to start.
The front sort of row area is bad.
That is separate from SmackDown, by the way. Because I'm looking at the SmackDown tickets now, and they're on. Even at the back for the SmackDown is 175.
So they are separate tickets.
So to go for both would be £475.
Because someone did say they've taken combo tickets off.
That's mad.
So section 003, which is the one opposite the ramp on the floor, that is probably about half and half. That's probably about half. I'd say that's maybe not even that. I reckon there's probably actually not even half sold out yet.
It's a lot more available on SmackDown. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Oh well, I'm looking at just Clash.
Have you got any second row seats available on that row B?
On row B, on what?
In that section.
003, yeah, loads.
Right, how much are they? Go on.
£1,600.
1,600, is that it?
What are you getting for SmackDown?
1,580.
So they're charging you. They want to charge $3,000
to go for both.
So hang on. What seat are you in? You're in row B, 303. Yeah, what seat?
303, 003.
003. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Row B, 59. So second.
59.
Second
in.
Second in.
Oh, 882 quid. Sorry, for that seat.
But that's still £2,400 that they want to charge.
Yeah, I was looking at seat 47, if that's available. Have a look at that one, because for me that's 1,500 quid. So for you, that's probably $3,000 easily.
$2,000. 2,100. Stop saying only 2,106.
Well, no, because it's double. Like for most of the things, it's double.
Mm-hmm.
So for that one to only go up by 50%,
you're getting a bargain, everyone.
I mean, it's a damn sight. It's a better deal than it is for a lot of the seats.
But
it's a ridiculous pricing. It's ridiculous.
Just mental.
There's no excuse for it.
It's like the whole thing with football. Like the price to even go watch it on the telly now has killed football, and it's causing so much piracy.
The problem is it could do it.
And I wonder,
wrestling some damage.
It's going to do such damage. There's no way it can't do damage charging stupid prices like that. There's no way it can. Absolutely zero way that it cannot do massive damage charging prices like that.
We get places have to make a profit, but then that's crazy.
The whole point of wrestling is it's for the fans. No, not is that just me?
Yeah. So the most expensive seats currently available are £1,580.55 for SmackDown.
The seat I was looking at probably is the most expensive, 2,100.
It sounds really bad, but it's not like they're going to go over the top with a SmackDown before a PLE, the night before a PLE anyway.
No.
So it's like...
And £2,106.80 for Clash.
Well, I'm done looking at that, otherwise I'm going to be sick, because that's vile. And so, if you ask
the
us
fact
why
that
we're
your
not...
cheapest seats are 100, like 300 quid? Yeah, cheapest seat is 303 quid.
So if we're saying that Backlash was 300 odd quid average, we're going to be sort of looking at the 600 mark, aren't we? 500 mark, maybe 500 probably.
For most people, that is a good week's wage, easily.
More than for a lot of most people,
mate. But you're paying multiple tickets as well. That's like a month's wages for a few tickets, for a couple of tickets.
Yeah, 130 odd quid just for the cheapest ticket available on SmackDown. Like, for a SmackDown.
It's crying. Do you know what? It's crying for AEW just to absolutely slash their ticket prices and just sell out Wembley this week.
Let me put it this way to people. I went over in 2020 to America for the Royal Rumble.
Which is the best PLE you could go for.
While I was there, I watched SmackDown, a NXT Worlds Collide pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble itself, and Raw.
Yeah.
And our tickets came to less than 500 quid for all four. Full stop. All in.
That's madness. So you're told so less than a little more than the cheapest seat left for Clash.
Mm-hmm. So for what's this? 600 quid 600 quid to do Clash and SmackDown, basically at minimum. Yeah.
You've done a Royal Rumble, NXT, SmackDown, and Raw.
I get there needs to be a premium.
4 shows and all the travel to get between those shows
was cheaper.
And some spending money was cheaper than going to just these 2 shows.
With the worst seats. And you was on the floor of the Rumble, weren't you?
Yeah.
I get that there's got to be a premium for these companies.
Definitely.
Same for the Worlds Collide, we were only about 4 rows back from the ring.
There's no way that the premiums can be as high as what they're trying to charge this year.
It's overpricing. It's overpricing out fans massively.
It's ridiculous. Like they are flat out robbing us. Like,
I'd love to see the actual figures when it finishes. If WWE say, yeah, we broke even on it and like they sold out, then if they do that and they show us and I go, yeah, all right, fair enough. But if they're they're going to be making a massive profit. They're going to have to be.
I think the only logical step for me personally for ever going to a WWE event again is to go back to America again. Yeah, it's
just wrong enough. Wrong.
Because in the long run it will work out cheaper. Because like if I go to Scotland, I've still got to pay for travel, still got to pay for hotels, and our
trains are a joke at the minute as well. They're stupid prices as well. So
do you know what?
Even if I drive, I've still got to pay for it.
The cost for me to get on the train from mine to Glasgow, I might as well catch a flight to Arizona.
Well, to be fair, mate, why would you get a train when you could fly to?
I've just thought.
Even still, anyway, it's not exactly a massive difference in charging what they're bloody charging. It's ridiculous.
This is kind of.
You could get
definitely
really cheap, to be fair, Dan. But yeah,
it was definitely coming down. Just a quick one for the NXT show. You had the average prices worked out. What was the average ticket price
for NXT?
I think you said like $68. It was like 50 quid.
$67 and.
Should have seen this coming. Because do you remember before Clash we went to? Remember the house show for SmackDown? Wasn't it live, just a house show. I didn't get floor seats. We was up a bit further up, but decent seats. That was just under 80 quid a ticket.
Yeah.
Just for the SmackDown house show.
In all fairness, we didn't go to Money in the Bank last year for a reason. And it was because it was too expensive. Like they priced us out already last year.
Even house shows, £80 for a house show.
It's an ongoing thing, and
it's just got crazier and crazier because they're selling it out still.
The big problem is, and that is the problem, they're still selling out. And look,
idiots, stop buying tickets.
Look, I get it. It's your money. You spend it on what you want to spend it on. But honestly, if people keep spending money,
Sorry, I opened the TikTok and did the
if people keep spending money to go to these shows, they'll still keep charging these prices because they know they can get away with it. It's the only way to show them that it's not fair and that they are ripping us off is for us to vote with our feet and just not go. Like, I
really think once the novelty of them coming over wears off a little bit, it's got to happen.
Like, we need to boycott essentially.
We done it, like you said. We done it for Clash, and it was afterwards. We went, do you know, it was good, and it was going to be a one-off. And as soon as it come out again, it was like, I feel like you've been robbed a little bit.
Yeah,
To
be fair, even when we was at Clash, we felt like we'd been robbed
because we were sat next to people that paid 30 quid.
Yeah, they dropped the price of the seats.
No, that wasn't even it, mate. That wasn't even it. They moved people that were sat up in the gods for 30 quid that were sat on that hard cam site and moved them to sat next to us, and it's like.
Yep. Yeah. I get you get lucky, but I think the big one was when they slashed the prices that last week, and it was like,
Well, it was it. Our mates came over from Swansea, and they paid what was it, 50 quid for them both to get in, and they weren't even sat high up in the stadium. They were sat sort of in the top tier, but low down, basically where we were sat for bloody AEW. But more central, if anything.
Yeah.
Which is just like... That's what the price is. Never mind. Whatever. Hey-ho. That's our rant for this week. Over and done with. WWE, sort your stuff out. We're going to start a boycott about WWE because overcharging me. We're going to start a boycott. Please leave a like and share and subscribe. Mate, I'm not in that much stream. Christ,
I was about to say, they wouldn't have a clue what he's trying to get.
And I'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.
Peace.
I appreciate you liking my music.